It was April 2026. A luxury expedition cruise ship was crossing the frozen waters of Antarctica. Its name was MV Hondius. On board were tourists, scientists, and wildlife researchers. At first, everything seemed completely normal. But in the middle of the ocean, one passenger suddenly became seriously ill. Everyone thought it was just a normal flu. But within hours, fluid began filling his lungs. Then, one by one, more passengers started getting sick. And that was the moment a terrifying medical emergency began. One that would soon become a headline across the entire world. The name of this virus is Hantavirus. This is not some fictional movie virus. It is real. And for decades, it has taken human lives around the world. This virus is usually carried by rodents, especially mice and rat-like species. Their urine, saliva, and droppings can spread the infection. But the most terrifying part is, many infected people don't even realize what is happening inside their body at first. Because the early symptoms look almost identical to a normal flu. Fever, body pain, dizziness, and then suddenly, lung failure can begin. In severe cases, a person can die within just a few days. In 1993, strange deaths suddenly began appearing across the Four Corners region of America. Young and healthy people were suddenly becoming seriously ill. At first, doctors believed it was just another flu outbreak. But within hours, the patient's lungs began filling with fluid. Many died because they could no longer breathe. Fear quickly spread across America. Soon after, the CDC launched an investigation. Scientists later discovered that the virus was spreading from a specific type of deer mouse. And for the first time, the world began taking Hantavirus seriously. In 2026, during an Antarctica expedition, this virus returned to the headlines once again. On board the MV Hondius cruise ship, passengers began falling sick, one after another. Some developed severe breathing problems. The ship's medical team quickly began emergency isolation procedures. Soon after, the WHO, along with international health agencies, became involved in the situation. Scientists suspected that this could be the Andes strain, a rare version of the virus, capable of human-to-human transmission. After COVID, people had already become terrified of hearing about new outbreaks. And within just a few hours, the story spread across the entire internet.
People were terrified for one specific reason. This outbreak happened in the middle of the ocean, on an isolated cruise ship. There was nothing around them except ice and endless freezing water. Even emergency evacuation was extremely difficult. Many passengers spent days trapped inside quarantine. No one knew how far the infection had already spread. Soon, social media exploded with theories about ghost ships, frozen viruses, and secret experiments. Even though none of those conspiracies had scientific evidence, but the real outbreak itself was already terrifying enough to make people create horror stories of their own.
Even today, scientists continue researching hantavirus because due to climate change and changing ecosystems, experts fear that rodent-borne diseases may continue to rise. And in remote regions like Antarctica, controlling an outbreak becomes far more difficult. That is why the MV Hondius outbreak reminded the world once again that there are still viruses on this planet that humanity does not fully understand. And perhaps that is the most frightening part of all. Because sometimes the greatest dangers remain hidden, much closer to us than we realize. If you enjoy real mysteries, outbreak cases, and dark documentary stories, then subscribe to RaidenVox Bangla, Hindi, and English channels. Because here, we uncover some of the strangest and most terrifying real events in the world. Stories that sound like a movie, but are completely real.